Yo, what's up? This your boy A-Wax with the Lunch and Blunt Show, and we back with another week and another episode. And man, you know what it is. We sitting down with a special guest, man. Y'all already know him. You know, he's from the city, but he came all the way from Nashville, Tennessee tonight to be in the Lunch and Blunt Show.
Yes,
man,
sir.
This is Austin Tolliver, man.
What's up, y'all? I appreciate you having me, man. Thanks for having me again.
Man, what?
Thanks for having me again, bro.
It's been like 5 years?
Four years. Yeah, 4 years. Yeah.
So much has changed in 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
You have 195 million streams.
Just in America, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've gotten lucky, man. I don't know. I've gotten lucky. We're doing some good things, putting up some good numbers, but I've gotten lucky. Yeah. I can't complain.
So let's take me back. Since the last time we talked, you was just breaking in there. I believe you were just breaking in the industry, right?
I don't even know if I'm still just breaking in, you know what I'm saying? But like back then, yeah. But back then I thought I was already in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I was already
I thought so too.
Well, no, I'm with the same record label that I was with then that I am now.
Really?
But at the time, mentally, I was walking around with that arrogance thinking like I had already made it. Yeah. And this shit'll humble you real quick, and it teaches you how to do things the right way. And that's why once we figured it out, now you see the numbers doing crazy stuff. That's
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost got like 1 million followers on social media, right?
Yeah, altogether, I think we're at like 1.3.
That's freaking dope.
Something like that in followers, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got hits like, Tip My Hat. Can't Get Away. I'm a big fan of that.
Oh, Can't Get Away From Me is one of my favorite songs I ever did.
Dude.
I love Can't Get Away From Me. It's one of my favorites.
I just played it like 4 times.
Yeah, that song's it's a vibe, man. Like, it's a vibe. But this new stuff that we have coming, I'll let you hear a little bit of it off camera. But
yeah.
That new stuff that we have coming is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
We finally got our sound like dialed in.
Yeah.
And now that we got it dialed in, we're about to turn this shit all the way up.
Yeah. Originally from Shreveport, right?
Yeah.
Grew up, born and raised.
No, I wasn't born here. I was born in Texas, but we moved here in like 96, I think, 95, maybe, right around there. And then I went to middle school, elementary school, middle school, and high school here.
Yeah.
And then when I went to college, I moved out because I was playing ball. But Shreveport's always home.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because I think a lot of people thought you were going to follow in your dad's footsteps, being pro football.
Yeah, I did that for a little bit.
Yeah.
I went and played arena ball for a while, and then I figured out that the NFL has an unwritten rule that no one talks about. There's only 5 short white receivers allowed in the league at one time, and I was number 6 at the time.
Whoa.
So when you're number 6 at the time, it's like you better go figure out another thing.
Yeah.
Because them boys that were already in there, they were already doing their thing. So it was like, all right, I get it, man.
Yeah.
But see, like the weird part is like when I graduated high school, I was like 5'10".
Yeah.
I'm 6'1" and a fourth now. So when I sit back here and look at it, I'm like, well, damn, I grew a little too late, I guess.
Yeah. That's all right.
I grew a little too late. But yeah, I was chasing the football dream, and I made it as far as God wanted me to make it. And he just put me on the path that he already had planned anyway.
Yeah.
So now we just sing songs, man.
I love it.
It's a fun time, dude. It's a fun time. And that's why I love this show, bro. Like, I love what y'all do because it's just a conversation and people get to see some real shit,
Yeah, that's it.
Like, I love it. Yeah. Whatever like, the things that you're doing is awesome. I love watching it. We watch it all the time. Me and my wife and my baby, we watch it all the time.
Thank you. Thank you. How has it been being a new father? And congratulations.
Oh, thank you, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
My whole adult life, I've always wanted kids, and me and my wife finally had our first child in November of last year. And now it's like everything in my life is completely different. Like priorities are completely different. The way I go about day-to-day business is completely different. And it made me an adult real fast. And that was like one of the things I think I needed more than anything.
Yeah.
And once I got to there, now it's changed a lot of things in my life for a good thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, it's dope.
Yeah, I love it.
A lot of people like the wild me,
Yeah,
and now I'm more tame.
yeah. No, I like this you.
Yeah, see,
I like this you though.
you catch that. You catch some people love it. Like some
Yeah.
people are like, dude, I love how chill you are.
Yeah.
And some people are like, bro, let's go crazy again. And I'm like, dog, I ain't got time.
You grown.
I ain't got time for it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't got time for it.
That's the grown man life.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I was like, bro, I travel with like 14 different pill bottles for being old man. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I gotta take a blood pressure pill now, bro. Yeah, I ain't got time to be going crazy.
Yeah. No, I'm chill.
I ain't got no time, man.
Yeah, chill. So, last time we talked, you were talking about we talked on a little bit about Deion Sanders.
Yeah, prime time,
and where he is today with his boys.
Okay, what about it?
What you think about that? How you feel about that? Isn't that a wonderful feeling? Isn't that?
I mean, I think Coach Prime gets hate for no reason.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the hate that comes towards Coach Prime, a lot of people want to say it's just jealousy. It's not jealousy. It's deeper than that. The fear is they know Coach Prime can change culture and he can change programs. And when you fear somebody who can actually change something, you try to hold him down as far as you can hold him down. That's why Shador went in the 5th round. Shador went in the 5th round because Shador, he's not arrogant. He's not cocky. Everywhere he's gone, you've never heard a negative thing from him ever. Like, you've never heard anybody in the community ever talk negative about Shador. You never heard no woman come out and say nothing about Shador. You never heard anybody say he did anything that would cross a racial issue or nothing. And he only went in the 5th round just because Shador stands on his business.
Yeah.
And when people were asking him questions, hypothetically, he was answering them in the way that he wanted to answer them. I mean, we weren't in the room, so we can't say how he specifically answered them, but based upon what people are reporting is, people thought Shador came across as arrogant. That's not arrogant.
Yeah.
If you stand on business, it's not arrogance. Yeah. It only becomes arrogant if you don't do what you say you're going to do, and he does everything he's going to say he's going to do, and I think Deion's done a great job with his kids. I mean, Shiloh is, I think, the highest paid undrafted free agent.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think he's the highest paid undrafted free agent this year for Tampa.
Wow.
I think he just signed a deal where he secured $3.9 million.
That's freaking ridiculous.
Like, you can't hate on that.
No.
And if a man, for example, if he was going, let's say he was going to go coach Cowboys, right? If he's going to go coach Cowboys, and Deion's now in charge of the Dallas Cowboys. If he goes into the Dallas Cowboys and he changes it just like he did at Jackson State, and he changes it just like he did at Colorado, then how can you be mad? Because the Dallas Cowboys are worth $10 billion?
Crazy.
If you change the way that Prime's already changed everywhere he's gone, they're going to be worth $30 billion. So, I mean, what's the argument?
It ain't none.
No, but this is the thing that drives me nuts when it comes to the whole Deion thing is Coach Prime knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But he knows how to make boys turn into men. And that, to me, is the biggest thing because he brings kids from family situations and different levels of the poverty and wealth spectrum all together into one team atmosphere and makes them all equal and allows them to provide for their families. So I don't understand why anybody would hate on that.
You can't.
To me, it's stupid. Like, if you're going to be jealous about somebody being great, you just hate yourself for not being great, bro.
There it is. That's real talk.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk about that all day. That one right there. Yeah. When I sit there and read the write-ups on it and all that, I'm like, bro, this is the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
You can't hate on a man for doing something good.
No, you can't.
The dude does 3 things fantastic. Mm-hmm. He helps boys turn to men. He makes sure that families are provided for. And he loves God. How in the world
can you go wrong with
that? Like, you can't go wrong with that. And if you're going to hate on that, bro, you need to take your ass to church on a Sunday or something, dog. I'm just saying.
That's real. All right. I want to go back to the music a little bit. And you've been with the Average Joes for
Since 2020.
wow.
Yeah, I signed with Average Joe's in October of 2020, and we're still kicking it right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I got lucky. I got lucky with that deal.
Yeah,
it's been great.
Yeah. Did they? Because I've been following your career. You know, Ride for Me, the songs you have. Who was some of the inspiration behind some of those earlier songs?
Man, the inspiration for all the earlier stuff was just how we grew up here. Like, we grew up here listening to Nelly, listening to Pac, and then all of a sudden Garth Brooks and George Strait would come on. You know what I mean? Like,
and it just blend.
Yeah, and for me, it was just I wanted to take those because I've always loved Nelly, and I wanted to take those Nelly vibes, but turn it into stuff that I've actually done before. You know, like
Yeah.
I can't be talking about like fucking going out there and doing wild shit that I haven't done. I got to talk about what I've actually done. You know, and like those South Shreveport nights of like growing up in that, because like I've said plenty of times before, I grew up in a country club lifestyle that my homies from Cedar Grove, Lakeshore, from all over the place were just coming and eating steak dinners with me at the country club, right?
Yeah.
And like my boys had never done anything like that, but they always saw me as their friend, not like as a color. And once that happened, man, cultures start blending. Yeah. And when cultures start blending is where shit gets beautiful, dude. It gets fun, man.
Breaking down the color barrier.
Yeah, I can't stand it. I think the color barrier, I think this whole color, like this whole thing's stupid.
Yeah, it is.
I understand. I perfectly understand. And I give a lot of sensitivity to the plight of a black man or a black woman in today's society. Like, I get it. Yeah. I can't say that I get it because I don't live it, right? Like, I don't have to live in your shoes, right? Or I don't have to live in that woman's shoes.
Yeah.
So I can't say that I understand it, but I get the idea of why certain things can be problems, right?
Yeah.
But I think now, like, where we live and
this day and time,
how we do everything here, I wish people could just come spend like 6 weeks down here and just chill with everybody and find out what happens. Like, like if you come to Shreveport, you go to Baton Rouge, you go to Lafayette, you go over to New Orleans, the culture will change your life. Like, because there's no of this, oh, look at that, he's this or he's that or she's this, or we don't have that here, bro.
No. And see, that's what we do here. That's why I created this. This is a platform for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I mess with everybody. What you don't know is I fell in love with country music a long time ago. That was when my radio station days. So
sweet.
You know what I'm saying? I've been a big fan. Sometimes I'll be the only black guy behind them at the show, you know, enjoying myself, having a fucking ball. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying, though.
It was love.
That's how it works, though. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, we may be listening to Nelly one day at a party that we're at, and you're listening to George Strait at your house, and then all of a sudden we all get together, and now we're listening to all the same shit.
And we're like, fuck, this shit's jam. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. And that's where we were talking about earlier about the whole Shabuzi thing.
Yeah.
Like, like the Beyonce thing's weird to me too. But
I was gonna get to that later, but if you want to, let's go ahead and speak on that, because I'm like, where does that fit in at? I mean, and then how did she go number one? Like,
she went number one because she's Beyonce.
But I get it.
Like,
but country's not her thing.
But you're Beyonce. Like,
I get it. But country's not your thing.
Country's not Post Malone things either. But guess what? Post Malone's singing at the Grand Ole Opry.
He kills that shit though.
No, but he's killing it. That's a fact, right? But Post Malone is still singing at the Grand Ole Opry. So Post Malone got into country music. He was accepted widely, right?
Yeah.
Good for him. I hope he goes out there and hits number one as many times as he possibly can, right?
Yeah. I just don't want her thotting it out. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's where the difference came in. Yeah. I think where the difference came in for Beyonce wasn't necessarily Beyonce not being country. I think the difference was Beyonce was trying to portray that she was something while still doing the things that sold her music and pop.
Exactly.
And that thing don't translate as well. into country music, but you still went number one.
Yeah.
So there's no way that you can sit back and say somebody doesn't belong if they beat you.
Yeah. Sure.
Like if you got beat, you can't just hate on her and be like, sorry, you don't belong now.
No, you can't. You can't.
And if she dropped another country album, good for her.
Yeah.
Like,
but still, I don't know.
No, but
say stick to pop. You're doing a great thing. Stick to pop.
She does do great things in pop, but
yeah. Country. It's tough seeing an artist switch over like that for me. You know what I'm saying?
But why though? Why is it tough?
I mean, because for years you've seen Beyonce put a ring on it, whatever. And then, she's been this way for so long, and to see her just go great country like that, I mean, maybe just make the transition a little bit smoother. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Well, here's what we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know if Beyonce and Jay-Z got their own farm with 5,000 acres and they're riding horses and branding cattle every day.
True that.
We don't know.
True.
But again, this is the same argument that I was talking to you about earlier.
Yeah.
Her country may be different.
True.
Country cannot be defined as one thing.
Okay.
Like you cannot define country as this one little thing and say you have to wear a certain type of jean or a certain type of boot or a certain type of hat or a certain type of whatever to be country. Because let me tell you something, there's more country dudes that ride horses in the hood than you would.
Okay, I'll just say this here. Like,
bro,
it's like seeing Miranda Lambert go straight gangster hip hop. You see what I'm saying? It's like.
But what if she grew up that way?
I mean, we can't.
You know where Miranda Lambert's from?
Right over here, East Texas,
in Longview.
Yeah.
You know where she went to school?
What?
In Longview.
Yep.
Do you know what the population of Longview is? The demographics? The demographics of Longview.
So you think Miranda Lambert might be thugged out? She might got a little.
No, but I think the country aspect of it was the same thing as blending cultures because she's from right down the street. So at the end of the day, she's gonna have the same culture we do.
Yeah, true that.
You know what I mean?
True that.
I don't think it's necessary, and this is what I'm saying. I don't think it's because, like, all right, for example, I don't know if y'all, like, you may not know this or you may know this, but you know one of the longest standing rodeos in the United States, I believe. Y'all can fact check me on this, make sure I'm right. Is in Oak Cliff in Dallas.
Okay.
It's the longest, one of the longest standing active rodeos, and they literally call it the Black Rodeo.
The National Black Rodeo.
Correct.
I know it is.
Okay, so if you're sitting here talking about like that, but that's their country, right?
That's their country.
Maybe Beyonce's country is just a little different.
Maybe it's just a little different. I don't dispute it. I'm just saying. I don't know. I just prefer her as hip hop. But if she does a country thing, okay, whatever. I'm not going to dispute it.
Yeah, but you're making the argument based upon a fact of what you appreciate more of her artistry, right?
That's all.
And I can respect that. Yeah. But where people come in and say somebody cannot be something,
that's a different.
That's a whole different.
That's a different thing.
That's a different game. You're respecting her artistry, saying I like this version of her artistry better than this version of her artistry, which is cool.
Yeah, that's where
99% of people are in the same way that you are, right?
Yeah.
But to go on any network or to go on TV or to go on to anywhere like that and to try to say somebody doesn't belong somewhere,
you can't do that,
bro. You're out of your mind.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You're out of your mind.
We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So
there ain't no rules in this game, dude.
But so I would like to see Miranda Lambert go on a track with Snoop Dogg.
Bro, that would be
fucking dope.
That would be hilariously awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Switch that shit up.
Like, it'd be awesome. Because
what they call it, the mashup?
We call it blending of genres. So genre blending is what we call it. But like, for example, Ernest just did a song with Snoop.
Yeah.
My buddy Justin Champagne, who's from like Lafayette area, he went on tour with Snoop.
Yeah. That's fucking dope.
All right, these are white country dudes going on tour with Snoop. So if Snoop's seeing the talent, the artistry, right? Yeah. That's why I'm saying you can't ever say somebody don't belong somewhere.
True.
You can respect the artistry or not respect the artistry, but you can't say they don't belong.
Yeah. True. I loved it.
That's just the thing, man. Like, that's one of those things that I get a little aggravated about, a little triggered on, is that you can't say nobody don't belong somewhere. Like, This ain't high school, bro. You
No.
can't just sit there and try to like bully your way through and be like, no, I'm sorry. She beat us, so she can't be here. Like, or Shabuzi beat us. He can't be here. Morgan Wallen throws chairs off the top of buildings all the time, and nobody says he can't do shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
I fucking love it. Austin, man, that's awesome, bro. I love it, man. But it's real.
It's the truth. You know, when you get me in here, I'm gonna tell you the truth, whether people like the shit or not. Like, I'm gonna tell you the truth
about you, man. Yeah. So tell us about tour life. How was that? How was that?
And tour life's fun, man. Like, I love nothing more than going to cities I've never been to and being able to play shows and entertain people and let them have fun. Because for the way I look at it is, everything's so expensive nowadays that if somebody's willing to spend their hard-earned money to come to a show, they deserve to be entertained. Yeah. And so my job is to go out there and give them everything I got all the time, right? Yeah. And I love it, man. Like, we just played a show in South Dakota at an Indian reservation.
What?
Yeah.
What? How was that?
Or a native reservation. I don't know what you're supposed to say. I don't know what the political correct thing is, but they called it an Indian reservation there, so I'm saying that. But they, dude, they were awesome. I had never been to South Dakota in my life. Yeah. We get off this plane, and my security guy, we're driving, got my drummer in the back, and we're looking around, and we're like, dude, where are we? Yeah. And it's beautiful. It's just like wide open, mountains everywhere. And then all of a sudden, casino. And we were like, okay. And we went out there, dude, and all these people showed up and came out and had a good time. I'm talking about they were brought their kids.
Really?
Bruh, we had 4-year-olds in there all the way up to like 85-year-old people in there. Yeah. And it was awesome. Yeah. They had a great time. I had a great time. Like, tour life's cool, man. Like, you got to do it right. If you don't do it right, you're wasting your time. Yeah. But like, so I don't know if you know who Dusty Lee is, but he's another artist, and he's off the chain. Like, Dusty, I call Dusty the merch king. Yeah. Because Dusty Lee he could literally sell you ice in that cup right now, and you already got ice in it. Yeah. You'd be like, damn, did I just buy ice? You'd be like, I already got ice, right? Like, yeah. That's why I'm saying there's certain things when you're on tour, when people learn how to actually do it, and I'm still learning every day, but when people learn how to do it, tour life's unbelievable. But I bring my family everywhere I go.
And isn't it, but you know, I'm going to tell you something. That's a wonderful job to have, where you can take your family with you.
Yeah, that's a big part. That's a big part of the rules that my wife has instilled in my family. Yeah. Is no matter where I go, we all go. No matter what I do, we all do. And she doesn't want me to miss out on my daughter's milestones just because I'm out there trying to provide a life for them, right? And so I'm the luckiest dude in the world that I get to provide a life for my family by entertaining people. Like, I get to have so much fun and get to see people get emotional in different ways over certain songs and certain things. And I get to do that with a fan base that helps feed my kid. Like, it's such a big thing to me. And I really like learned this after my daughter was born, of how important it really is that the fans not only get acknowledged, but they get praised for providing us the ability to take care of our families in such a cool way. Like, I never missed one doctor's appointment when my wife was pregnant.
That's dope.
Not one. I didn't miss one. She didn't have to reschedule nothing. She didn't have to do nothing. All because I get to live this cool ass life and I get to be involved. And that was the one thing that my dad didn't get to do, right? My dad being
let's touch that.
Yeah, my dad being a retired NFL player, bro. I was born when my parents were in college, right? So I was around for his whole pro career.
Billy Joe Tolliver, for you guys that don't know.
Yeah, he played quarterback from like 89 to 03. But my dad took his job dead ass serious, and when it was time to be somewhere, he was there, and he didn't come home until the end of the season.
Yeah.
Now, if he had a bye week and stuff, he'd come home. But my mom basically raised us, and so like when my dad finally retired, he had to come back to the house and figure out how my mom was doing everything, right? Because he was out there providing for his family, but also didn't have time to be in his family's life, right? And that's what's so cool about my job is that I'm able to be there. And I told my wife, I said, one of my biggest priorities in life is to make sure I'm always there.
Yeah.
And this job makes sure that I get to do that. And I couldn't be more thankful every day.
Shout out to Average Joe's, man.
Dude, shout out to everybody watching. Like
everybody watching. Everybody, but because I'm like, you've grown so much, and I'm happy for you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I'm truly happy for you.
No, it means a lot. I appreciate that.
And a Shreveport native, a hometown boy, I've watched you grow too. I've seen you, do your thing, but to see you at this point,
no, I appreciate it, man.
I'm happy for you.
I appreciate it.
Happy for you.
I appreciate that. I've gotten some things figured out. I still work on some stuff, man. I still get I still get on some shit that I got to figure out. But I'm to a point now to where I'm so great mentally. I'm so great physically, but I'm so great spiritually now. And that's what I was missing before. And my wife is the one who brought God back into my family. And dude, I tell people this story all the time, and people don't believe it until I post videos about it. But my daughter's 5 months old, about to be 6 months old. No one's ever taught her that when she hears a gospel song to put her hands in the air, right?
Yeah.
She does it every time by herself. She does it by herself every single time, man. She's already in the spirit. Yeah. And like when you see that, it changes who you are,
It does.
And I think that was the key to what I was missing in my whole career was the spirituality aspect of it.
I'm so happy for you, bro.
No, I appreciate you, bro. I really do.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know about a lot of people, but I enjoy seeing people succeed.
Oh, me too, man. I love it. I love it, dude. I love it. I love watching what y'all do. Like y'all show has gone from the first time that we did it at that show in 2021 or whatever it was. From the first, I was wilding. I was wilding.
Yes.
And y'all have built it into such a cool platform now that like y'all are this close. Y'all are this close to being like a huge, gigantic, like podcast / talk show thing. And it's so cool because y'all do it so different.
Yeah.
Y'all do it to where it's just like, yo, I'm going to bring people in that I think are cool.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when you get real, when people get to see real stuff, that's the best, bro.
I will tell you, everybody has a freaking story. Everybody got something to say. Everybody got something to tell. You know what I'm saying? You just got to know how to pull it out of them.
Yeah, see, me, I got a lot to tell. I got a lot to tell.
I'm waiting on it, man. I want you to do your thing, man. I love you,
bro. Half the time, the stuff that I want to say, I can't say because I piss off too many people. But
yeah.
I mean, my whole thing, like one of the big topics that me and my wife talk about often in relation to like me.
Yeah.
My wife tells me that my past didn't exist before I met her. There was no life before I met her.
So that's really new beginnings.
But you also got to understand too that I tell my wife, I went through a lot of shit that helped build me to this. And she goes, no, none of that matters.
Yeah.
She goes, none of any of that matters. No matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody did, no matter what happened before, none of that matters. She said, what matters now is who you become now. And I went, damn.
That's powerful.
But I literally like sat there because you got to understand, like, I'm always been an alpha dude, right?
Yeah.
So I sat there and for the first time I was like, damn,
Yeah.
you're right. Like
Yeah.
nothing negative that ever has gone on in your life really truly matters because you're still breathing, you're still living, you're still doing what you're doing.
Yep.
I mean, she said it all starts today. And this was what we've been together almost 4 years. They'll be starting 4 years this year. So we're almost to 4 years now.
Yeah.
And this is where I say God does some crazy things.
Yeah.
Is I went from one situation and had no kids, had no nothing, anything.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I meet my wife.
Yeah.
We get together, we get married. All of a sudden, God says, yep, now it's time for you to be a dad. And
things start falling in order.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird, man. Like,
because you're living under the rule.
That's it.
You living
like that's it. That's it, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of mind blowing, bro. It's mind blowing if you really think about it. Because if you really sit back and you think about it, it's like when you met me before and I did your show before. Like,
I was green too. I'm not gonna lie.
I was green as well.
Yeah, you know, but look how far we came.
Yeah, but like if you clipped that first episode to this episode, everybody'd be like, that's not the same human being.
No.
And it's not because of me.
Yeah.
It was because my wife, my baby, and God. That's it. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Because people are gonna say whatever they want to say. They're gonna talk whatever they want to talk. I don't give a damn no more.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
You either gonna love me, you're gonna hate me, or whatever. But at the end of the day, whether you love me or hate me, you still heard me.
Boy, you saying something.
You either gonna love me, hate me, but you gonna hear me, bro. Like, I don't care. Then Cat Williams, when he said, "Let a hater hate," right? That's their job. That ain't their job. You know why a hater's hating?
Why they hate you?
Because they lack one thing that I lacked: spirituality. It's my job to bring people entertainment and great music, but it's also, I think, part of my job to help people learn who God is. And I'm not a Bible thumper.
Me either. I'm just a believer.
Me too, but like
that's it.
I tell people all the time, if you ask me about God, I'll talk to you about God, but I do it in my way. I cuss. I say shit. Like, I got a bad mouth, right? Yeah. But I will tell you what I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if it helps you, I really hope it does.
Yeah.
But you're going to ask me, you're going to get what you asked for. But I think that's part of my job, man. I think part. Because, like, the Jelly Roll.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. He's on your label, right? Your label mates, right?
No, he's just very good friends with my label.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Jelly Roll is either with, like, Big Loud or Big Machine.
Okay.
But he's been friends with Colt Ford for decades. And Colt Ford owns the label. But
okay.
Yeah, I would call him, like, an uncle to the label, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he started on his spiritual journey, and it changed Jelly Roll into what Jelly Roll is now, you know? Because before, Jelly Roll was wild and too, but he never took off. But he was always a legend.
Yeah.
Because if you look at him in the country rap genre, right? Jelly Roll was one of the people who built the country rap genre. And once he built the genre, he never really took that next step, but he always had the talent to take that next step. And then when he started getting walking in the light a little bit, that light started shining back on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, it's a cool thing to see.
It's a beautiful thing to see.
But he said something one day that I found to be profound when people start talking about, like, Jesus and all these people at church who judge people and all this other stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
Jelly Roll said on a podcast one time that I heard that if Jesus were around today, he wouldn't hang out with people at the church.
He would.
He'd be hanging around with thugs and 1% bikers and hookers and prostitutes and Like Jesus would be a gangster, bro. Like, and people don't like to hear that.
Yeah.
People don't like to hear that Jesus would be a gangster. But let's talk about it for a second.
Yeah.
5 of his disciples were killers.
Yeah.
5 of the men that he brought to lead his church were killers.
Wow.
3 of the women that he had in his whole entire discipleship were prostitutes and hookers. Now, back then, I say prostitutes and hookers because there was 2 different versions of prostitution and what hooking would be today, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I say that people will be like, well, it's the same thing. It's really not the same thing if you're looking at it in a biblical ideology right there. But Jesus hung out with thugs, bro.
Yeah.
And those same people that we look at as people who built the church that we all, if you're Christian, praise to, right?
Yeah.
How are you going to look at somebody who comes in to your church one day with purple hair and tattoos on their neck and say they're not godly?
You can't.
They do it all the time.
That's not right.
But that's what Jelly Roll's problem with the church is.
I feel Jelly Roll.
That's what his problem with the church is. And me.
See, we the church, though. We the church.
Thank you.
We the church.
Correct. You know what the best church is right now?
Disney.
Correct. But the actual, like, if you had to go to church, like if you had to go into a church building.
What would you consider?
What is it, like 2819 or whatever out of Atlanta?
Yeah.
You seen those videos?
Yeah.
That preacher over there.
Yeah.
That dude's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
They got a line out the door till like 4 o'clock in the morning on Sundays, bro.
That's crazy.
That dude's bringing people closer to God, and he's doing it straight by the Bible.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, well, he's aggressive. No, he ain't, dog. He's telling you exactly what it says.
Yeah.
And that's what Jelly Roll was telling people is exactly what Jesus did.
Yeah. That's it.
And at the end of the day, bro, like, if Jesus didn't care that
you smoke, you drink, he didn't judge you because you had tattoos, because you had habits, or because you did whatever you did. He didn't judge you.
Mary was a prostitute.
He didn't judge you.
Correct? Mary was a prostitute.
He just said, turn from your ways, bro.
But all Jesus looked at her and said was, you're worth it to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you are worth it.
Yeah.
And she finally found out that she was worth it.
Yeah.
And now she's like, because what was there? His mom was Mary, right? And then he had the other woman that was closest to him was Mary too.
Yeah,
but
she was married.
But
Mary Magdalene, I believe.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, everybody sits back and looks at it, and they're like, the story I go to is when people talk about, and Jelly Roll talked about this, and this was another thing that I found interesting when it comes to his like spiritual journey thing.
Yeah.
Is Jesus when he drew a line in the sand.
Yeah.
And he said, he who cast the first stone, he's pointing out to all the Jewish leaders and stuff.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll was talking about how he was just drawing in the sand and basically told the dudes, like, yo, you're over here talking shit to her while you were whoring on your wife yesterday, right?
So the first man, he who without sin could cast the first stone.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Jelly Roll's sitting there looking at it. He's like, even Jesus was looking down like, bro, shut up. Like, stop talking.
You just did something. Yeah.
Yeah, leave this girl alone, bro. You're already doing dirt. Like, come on.
Don't stone her.
But that's my thing. Like, everybody's going through something in this world, bro. Everybody's going through some shit. And music 100% is an awesome way to allow people to change their emotions, right?
Let's talk about that, because some people think music could be devilish.
It can.
It can be devilish. Some people think that all of the music and material today is harmful and it's going to lead you down a dark road to, despair. And
those are people who are insecure within themselves and insecure within who they're raising.
Ooh.
That's the problem.
Ooh.
When you're insecure within yourself, you create insecure offspring.
Ooh.
And that's just what it is. And like, I understand that people have different values and people have different morals and people have different principles that they stand upon, right? But like at the end of the day, something that may be unholy to me, right, may bring you closer to God. And just because I think something may be unholy based upon my principles, don't mean that if it's unholy to you.
Because they have a thing where now everybody in the music business is either in the Illuminati and it's the Illuminati, or you guys you signed the deal with the devil, and that's how you got your riches or your fame, and this is why you're doing this.
It's all bullshit. Now, is there an elite group out there? Probably. There's elite groups everywhere, right? There's groups since the Rosicrucians from back in the 1400s or whatever it is. The Phoenicians. Like, you can go back in history and talk about this. Signing a record deal don't mean you sold your soul to the devil. Signing a record deal literally means
you just took a job.
You took a chance. Not a job. You took a chance. And they took a chance. Because what people don't understand is the label is putting money into you, right? You don't get paid until they recoup their money. It's the exact same thing as if I invested in your show, right? Every dollar that you would make until I recouped my money would be my money, right?
It's your money. That's how.
They're not stealing from you.
That's like borrowing from the bank.
That's exactly what it is. And they believe enough in you to put their money behind you, right? And then all of a sudden, when you start getting paid and you've recouped and you're starting to build a career, at that point, you're sharing your income because they invested in you. If you go to any business on planet Earth, somebody's going to have an investor. And when they do, if it's 30% in equity, they're getting their 30%. It's the same thing. And when people start talking about this record label thing about how, oh, it's not fair for the artist, it's not this. Without a record label deal, I would not be anywhere near as good as what I am right now. It would have taken me 10 more years. And it's not because they have some special sauce that they do. It's because I have marketing that I don't have to come out of my own pocket for. I have filming for music videos that I don't have to come out of my own pocket for, that they pay for. Sure, do they charge me for it? Yeah. But guess what? I'm earning enough money to pay that back in 3 weeks. And so at the end of the day, like, I'm not having to take money away from my family to go chase this dream. I have the ability to do it with a team. And if they get a percentage of that, by God, take it all you want to. And if anybody says they have a problem with that, there's 2 reasons why. Reason number 1, they're independent and they have enough money behind them with themselves that they can just go do it. They're blessed enough to be able to go do it by themselves, which is cool. Yeah. If you have that ability and you can go do it by yourself, go do it. Hell, Ryan Upchurch has been doing it in the country rap game for forever. Yeah. And like, good for him. You have the ability to go do that. Yeah. Stand on what you believe, go do it, right? Yeah. The second reason people get pissed is because they don't have a record deal.
Oh.
I'm being held down. They don't want me. No one wants to bring me in, but no one wants to give me a shot. You're going to get your shot the moment that you're profitable.
Yeah.
When somebody believes that they can make money off you, you'll get your shot. And you just have to be understanding and accepting of the fact that if you ain't worth it right now, you're not.
Damn, that's deep.
It's just, dude, it's real. Like, people sign all the time for, you hear about these like rap deals, right?
Yeah.
Where these dudes are getting like, it's not like that as much today, but like, you know, a couple years back, you'd hear like people sign for like 10, 15 million up front, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that means somebody gave them $10, $15 million, believing that in 5 years they were going to get triple their money back.
30, 40. Yeah.
All right. Nowadays, it's more like, yo, we'll give you X amount of dollars up front, but we don't want to put you in the hole too deep, right? While we're growing you, right? So we believe in you enough to say, let's just hypothetically say $50,000, right?
Yeah.
They're like, here's $50,000. Well, some people will look back and be like, hey, $50,000 to do a record deal, that's ridiculous. I want X, Y, and Z. Yeah. You get $50,000, and now they're still paying for your marketing and still paying for your music video and still paying for you to record songs, and you're still getting paid for different social media things that you're doing, and you're getting shows, and you're getting merch. Bro, shut up. Shut up.
You're really not losing at all.
You lose when you decide you're bigger than what you have.
Bigger than the deal.
That's when you lose. And that's where people talk about signing with the devil.
When you bigger than the deal.
That's where you look at like Pac, right?
Yeah.
Pac was bigger than his deal.
Yeah.
And what happened to Pac?
Yeah. Yeah.
Biggie was 100% bigger than his deal. What happened to Big?
He got killed.
They were bigger in their deal by talent, not in attitude. In attitude, they weren't acting like they were better in their deal, right? But they knew by talent and what their numbers were that they could go do different things, right? Well, when you start taking money out of people's pockets,
they want that money back.
Exactly. Now, record labels nowadays aren't like that because there's so much talent in this world, and social media has given everybody the ability to have a platform to be able to express your talent that, bro, you're replaceable every day.
Yeah.
But that's like any other job.
Yeah.
It's like any other job. Dude, if you ain't doing your job at Amazon, they're going to replace you.
They're going to fire your ass.
In a heartbeat. You're not doing your job at Costco.
Like, fire your ass.
It's the same thing, man. People just got to understand you're not signing a deal with the devil. You're signing a deal that you have to truly understand how to navigate.
Yeah.
If you don't understand it, it's never going to work.
Yeah.
And I didn't learn it all until like recently, dude.
Yeah.
Like when I first signed with my record deal, when I first signed with Average Joe's, I just did everything I was told to do.
How much was your first deal? How much was that first contract?
Oh, I'm still on it. I'm still on my first deal.
How long is that deal?
It was 3 albums.
3 albums.
Yeah.
And what album are you on now?
We're coming up to number 3 in, I think we're going to have number 3 out in like April of 26.
Would you re-sign?
Absolutely, in a heartbeat. Yeah. We've already talked about them re-upping me and all types of stuff. We've already had these discussions. But I learned late exactly what it meant to have a record deal. Because when I first started, I thought it was like a football team, right? Like you're a member of a team, just do your job. Yeah. Whatever anybody asks of you, do your job, do your job, do your job, do your job, do your job. My problem is I made myself available for too many people. And then the president of my label, Forrest, has done a great job of like sitting me down and explaining to me, hey, we believe in you wholeheartedly, but I need you to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, Austin, don't just go and record songs at this place, because if you do and I don't know about it and I get a bill, what if I didn't think those songs were a fit for you? And now I have to pay for songs I'm never going to use. And now you have to pay back those songs because I'm going to have to charge you for them on your books. Once I charge you back for those songs, like, I don't want you to have to do that, right?
Yeah.
If people are going to sit back and say that's signing a deal with the devil, people have a wrong impression of what the devil is then.
Yeah.
He saves me money all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Because I used to do dumb shit.
Yeah.
Just stupid shit. Like I would go and record shit all the time and be like, here's a new song.
Yeah.
And he's like, now I got a $5,000 bill. Why? And I'm like, I get it. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're not billing you, they're billing him.
They bill him and then he has to bill me. But he collects that off of streaming. But he doesn't want to take food out of my family's mouth neither.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing dumb shit and he has to do it, he has to tell me, stop doing that. You're taking food out of your family's mouth.
Yeah. Exactly.
So my whole principle that I've told everybody here this whole time is my main goal is to always do everything I can to put food in my family's mouth.
Yeah.
I was doing things that would have taken food out of their mouth until it got explained to me. Yeah. And so at that point, people got to understand the record label is not the enemy.
No.
Now, do they get away with getting more than what they potentially should? Yeah, but they can.
And they pay you well.
I mean, dude, I can't complain.
Let's talk about screaming.
What about it?
What's your max number at that? What's the highest you've made on screaming?
Like financially?
Yes, financially.
Let me think. Are you talking about just like a gross number or after all the splits are paid?
Just your portion.
Okay, just my portion?
Yeah. I
think the highest that I've made in streaming was after everything was paid and my portion was given to me. I think it was 70,000 in 4 or 5 months.
70
or 60. It may have been 60. 60,000. 60,000 in like a 4-month period of time. That's
a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome because again, I can feed my family. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. That's just a beautiful thing. But yeah, no. But see, and not only just screaming. You have shows. You have
merch. Publishing, merch. You also get paid. Mechanical royalties on different things like production and stuff like that too.
So any given point in time, you could be collecting 5-6 checks.
Yeah. So like for every artist out there, like even if you're not releasing songs, like if you're just writing songs, right? Your publishing is worth money. You get paid every quarter for that.
Yeah.
So like for example, I got a really good friend of mine who's a hell of a writer, very talented guy, and I think Chase makes like 10 grand every quarter. Just writing songs.
Yeah.
And that's publishing that nobody can touch $1 of that. Like nobody gets a penny of that.
Yeah.
Unless you have a publishing deal. If you have a publishing deal, then your publishing company pays you up front for what your publishing's worth, and then they collect your publishing until the deal is completed. You see what I'm saying? So like publishing deals, for example, let's say they think your publishing's worth $100,000. They'll pay you $100,000. They collect that money until they get their money. You turn in whatever songs that you're supposed to turn in. Let's just say it's 100 songs, right? Mm-hmm. You turn in those 100 songs. They go pitch them wherever they're going to pitch them. Let's say Morgan Wallen cuts one of those songs. All of a sudden, your publishing goes from like 10,000 a month to 10,000 every quarter to 10 million every quarter. Like, do you see what I'm saying?
I love this shit.
But that's how all the pieces of the puzzle work. But the cool part is what they're doing right now to protect artists when it comes to streaming is, and labels are fighting for this same thing too, and so are different artists like Steven Tyler has been real big on pushing this in front of like Congress and stuff, is getting laws put in place that kind of mandate what a stream is and how much a stream is worth. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that needs to be like more clearly defined across the space, because every company pays a stream differently. So Apple pays different than Spotify. Spotify pays different than YouTube. Stuff like that. And I think it would be cool if it was like clear across the board.
Mm-hmm.
That may be something that will end up working itself out, but I don't understand the politics behind it, and I don't understand the business enough behind it to be educated enough to talk about it. But like, it's one of those things that I look at and I see like, okay, this particular company may pay this per stream, and this particular company may pay this per stream, and there's such a difference that it's like, why?
Yeah,
it's all the same ad revenue, so I don't understand.
Get it.
I don't understand why that is. Now I do understand that there is, whatever you'd call premium streams versus non-premium streams, which would be like somebody who, like, for example, if you had a premium service with like YouTube, right? Like you pay $15 a month and you have no ads, right? Well, that would be called a premium stream versus somebody who has to listen to ads in between songs. Would be considered, I guess, a non-premium stream. And I think there's just some weird like definitions that legally I don't really get. And I don't really have to. I don't really have to get it because the label does all that and they do a great job with it all. And all I got to do is just go perform. And if I bring good songs.
And you write?
I do write. Yeah, I write with a bunch of cool people, man.
Yeah.
I don't write all of my songs. But like, for example, Can't Get Away From Me was written by Bravo Gator down in Mako Music.
Shout out Bravo Gator, because I don't know it, but that shit jams.
Dude, he wrote that song, and him and Bryn Swanson, I believe, wrote that whole song. And I told him a story about what I was trying to say. And then 15 or 20 minutes later, I came back and that song was like done. But see, like the emotion behind that, it's like, see, people are always like, well, you didn't write it. It doesn't matter if I didn't write it. If it's my story and I'm the one delivering it, you're going to believe it 150% to know that it meant something to me.
Yeah.
You can't sing something just because somebody else wrote it if you don't believe it.
You got to believe it.
But what people don't understand either is that there is a whole job out there for songwriters. Like songwriting, it is people's job. Like my buddy Chase Miller, even Mary Cutter. If you don't know who Mary Cutter is, you better figure out who Mary Cutter is right now. I'm telling you right now, that girl is from Kentucky, and that girl is a badass. Badass. Yeah. But there is jobs for people, like you can make a steady living for writing music. And their job is to get it to the artist who they believe should be singing this song.
Yeah.
Now, of course, everybody wants the big country artists to sing their song because they're going to make the most money. But what's cool is these writers also take chances on people they believe are next.
Yeah.
And the people that they believe are next, you start getting songs from that level of people.
Yeah.
Next becomes a whole hell of a lot faster. A whole lot faster, bro.
Say, let me ask you, have you ever done a track with Jelly Roll?
No.
Yeah.
I would love to, but I never have.
Yeah.
We know similar people.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Nashville, everybody looks at Nashville and they're like, Nashville's a huge town. It's really not. It's a tiny town.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody, especially in this business. So I know people who know him. I know people who work with him. Like a buddy of mine, Joe Trinicosti, works with him before plenty of times. My producer, Jared Sukalo, has worked with him plenty of times. Colt's worked with him plenty of times. I've just never had the ability to meet him yet.
Yeah.
One day, when I'm cool enough.
Yeah.
When I'm cool enough, it'll happen, I guess. Yeah.
Who would you like to work with in the industry?
Nelly. I've been working on that. So Coco, his producer, he did Country Grammar for him. Coco's my boy. And Coco works a lot with Dusty, and I've been hounding him about trying to get a Nelly like feature.
Yeah.
Hounding him. But what I'm hoping for is I'm hoping to get to a point soon that like Nelly comes to me. Cause it's going to be, it's real hard to get in touch with Nelly, right? But it's not hard for Nelly to call me. Like if my phone, if I got a text and say, yo, it's Nelly, call me, I'm calling him. Like, you know what I mean? But if I text Nelly, Nelly may have 297 missed texts. You know what I mean? And so, like, I'm hoping that I get to the point to where, like, I can get somebody like Nelly, or another one that I think would be really awesome and people won't believe me is I want to do a song with CeCe so bad.
Really?
I want to do a gospel song with CeCe
Wines?
so bad.
Really?
So bad.
I can see that.
CeCe's a legend.
I can see that,
She is a legend, man. I would love to do one with her. And then I guess if I had to pick three, I would love to do one probably with like Ryan Bingham or the Red Clay Strays.
Okay.
The Red Clay Strays would be cool. Because I've already got one coming with Mary Cutter, and she's awesome. What other female would be awesome? Of course, Miranda would be cool, but she's huge.
She is huge.
But see, that's the weird part is like when it comes to like
y'all hometown people, we can't make that happen though. We don't know the same people in the same city.
No, we all know the same people, but you gotta understand once you reach that level, you're not getting a hold of these people.
Yeah.
Like you're calling their manager.
Yeah.
Like my manager would have to contact their manager.
Yeah.
To contact their assistant.
Yeah.
To then ask them to then get a producer to call back. Like you see, there's a different level over there, right? But like, I think it's cool with the up and coming artists, like Ella Langley. I don't know if you know her, but Ella just won like every award at the CMAs or whatever it just was, the Country Music Awards show.
Yeah.
She just won like everything.
Yeah.
Ella came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you been to the CMAs yet?
No, I don't go in. I played it. I've played like the concert series that's because in Nashville when CMA Fest happens, it's like a gigantic like week-long concert series.
Really?
Yeah, like Shabuzi last year. You can Google it. Yeah. Shabuzi last year when he went on stage, dude, they had to shut down Broadway because there was like 50,000 people just standing there watching it. Like Google a picture right now, Shabuzi CMA Fest. I want the phone to get your reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on right quick.
I need the phone, camera, and everything. I need it all to get your reaction.
Yeah. Hold on, what? Shabuzi, what is this?
Shabuzi CMA Fest 2024. Yeah, just Google it. And click images and look at the crowd he had.
My shit's slow in here.
Oh, dude, I don't care. I'll sit here and make everybody wait. Like this is unreal. Dude, when you see this, everybody at home, y'all should be Googling too. 2024 CMA Fest.
CMA Fest, yes. Let's check this out. We're gonna find this out. Shabuzi 2024 CMA Fest. This has got to be wild.
Yeah, let's see if mine will pull it up faster. I'll show you.
Oh, here you go.
Images. I got it. Here you go. Here you go.
Okay, yeah.
Here you go. Slow. Here you go.
That's freaking crazy.
This is in a parking. This is in like literally like a park.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Like, bro, let me see if I can find the overhead shot of it. Here we go. Here's from the back. Here's from the back of the crowd.
That's crazy.
Like, dude, y'all don't like. Oh, fine. I found it. I found the air. Is this the aerial view of it? Yeah, that's one of the aerial views of it.
That's ridiculous.
That's CMA Fest, and that was
there. You were there?
No, so I played. I got lucky enough to play a place called Bus Call, and Bus Call is a cool thing that. And it's kind of like Whiskey Jam, but Whiskey Jam's more country music and Buzz Call is more like any music. But what they do is they bring a bunch of artists and they play 3 songs. That's it. And you get your 3 songs, but they have the crowd there already. So you get so much exposure. playing with what they've already branded.
Yep.
And being able to play those stages is such a fun thing because not everybody's played them, right? So when you get lucky enough to play on a bus call or like a whiskey jam, all of a sudden, when you go play another show, somebody may say, dude, saw you at bus call at CMA Fest. Hey, saw you at whiskey jam during CMA Fest, or saw you at whiskey jam when I was in Nashville in November, right? Like, it's cool. And during CMA Fest, I got to open CMA Fest at Bus Call. So I played the very first show that was listed as a CMA Fest show in 2024 at Bus Call.
That's dope.
And it was cool. It was awesome.
That's freaking dope.
Yeah, it was dope, dude. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a good time.
We got to get Austin back at the CMAs, man.
Dude, hopefully.
See you on stage, bro.
Hopefully I win an award here soon. I'm trying.
Yeah. I mean, you got the numbers.
Yeah, but see, it's not about the numbers. It's not all about the numbers.
About who you know.
No, it's not about who you know either. It's just about are you popular enough for the TV show to want you to win?
Oh.
Why would they let somebody who's unpopular win an award?
Yeah.
It does nothing for the TV show. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's still a TV show, even though it's an award show.
Yeah.
They need the ratings.
Yeah. At least put you one in the mail. Fuck it.
No, but I mean, hopefully I'm cool enough to get there. Well, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but like at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if I win an award or not. I don't care.
You still eating.
None of those awards mean shit to me. And now, if they invited me, I'd be blessed to be there, right? But if I didn't win an award, I don't care.
Yeah.
All I care about is, are we growing? Are we giving the best quality product? And is my family okay?
Yeah.
That's it. Because if we're growing, the fans are happy and the label's happy and I'm happy, right?
Yeah.
If we're growing, my family's happy, right? If we're putting out quality stuff, the label's happy, I'm happy, and the fans are happy, and my family's happy. Which means if we're doing all of those, my family's happy. So
I'm happy. I
don't give a shit one way or another. I don't care if I make $10 million this year or if I make $100,000. If I'm paying all my bills and I don't have to worry about nothing.
Honestly, so you've touched a few million in the music business?
If you add it all together,
yeah,
close. I bet.
Yeah,
I bet I'm close.
Yeah,
I don't think I could sit here and say honestly that I've done it yet, but I'd hypothetically say I'm close without, like, if it was a gross number at the top before everything's paid off, you know what I mean? I bet you I'm close to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I could confidently say I would be close.
That's dope.
And hopefully one day they have to pay me $1 million and then I'll be even better. But I don't, like I said, I really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I hope you make $1 million one day if you want $1 million. Like, that's the whole thing. Like,
I'm trying to tap $1 million.
Bro, if that's what you want, go do it.
I'm tapping it.
Like,
I'm working on it.
Everybody would love to have as much money as they possibly can have, right? Because everything is about security, right?
Yeah.
For me, I'm different, bro.
It's about financial freedom for me. It's about time and family.
But I respect that, right?
You know what I'm saying? It's getting that back to spend time with family.
But like for me, financial freedom right now is just doing what I already do. Like,
that's love.
Sure. Are there times when I'm like, oh shit, dude, I need to play like 3 shows to make sure I pay these bills, right? Yeah, there's times that happens. There's times that happens because, you know, my wife may have wanted extensions and she never wants for nothing, right? She never asked me for nothing. And I'm like, if she's going to say, babe, can I get extensions? You want me to tell her no? Come on. Well, I didn't know the extensions were worth $2,500. So I was like, all right, I need to play another show, baby, to make sure you know what I'm saying? When you first met me, I had no concept of money.
Yeah.
I had no concept of money because I grew up with money. I didn't have a concept of money. My mom did such a great job of giving us the things that we needed to be happy and secure and all that when I was growing up that I didn't even know a bank account could go negative until I was like 25.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know, right? And once I figured it out, it's happened a few times, right? But like now as I sit here, bro, like I sit back and I go, financial freedom for you and for me and for whoever's watching this right now is always a different number.
Yeah.
But nobody can ever say like, I don't want $1 million. Like, of course I want $1 million, right? But if, like I said, $70,000 lets me live my life, I'm not complaining, bro.
I'm not complaining.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm happy.
I know my number I have to make every single year. I know my number. And I ain't telling nobody on camera because the IRS may be watching. I ain't telling nobody shit. But I know my number. And until Trump just gets rid of the IRS or something, I ain't talking about that at all. But the important thing is I have my number, all right? And my number is my cell phone bill, my car payment, my rent, my internet, my insurance, my baby food, my wife food, me when I get to eat, and my light bill. After that, everything's kosher, bro. Like, I don't give a shit, dude. I don't give a shit, man.
I love it, man. That's a grown man.
Well, dude, I mean, I used to walk around and having chains on, and I used to walk around in $500 jeans and all that kind of. I'm in your studio right now in house shorts, a ripped up T-shirt that my daughter threw up on about an hour ago, and some old Yeezys like that I cut grass in, bro.
I love it, bro.
That's home, man. That's what it is.
I love it. What can we expect from you in the next 5 years?
Man, the same consistency that I have now.
Yeah.
The same hard grind that we have now, and the same love and compassion that I have for everybody out there to give them everything I have. Like, I would love to say that in 5 years that I'm going to be bigger than Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
And in my mind, that's what I believe will happen.
Yeah.
But my soul sits here and tells me that, bro, as long as I keep doing what I'm doing and everybody's happy,
I'm happy.
I can't. If that takes 5 years to do that, man, I'll keep doing it. Like, I will do it for as many years until everybody tells me to stop. I love what I do. I absolutely adore being around fans. I love when people walk up to me and tell me their stories and give me a hug and say, "Hey, man, can we take a picture?" Sure. Like, well, no problem. Like, what are you asking me for? Just take a picture. Like people don't get it. I'm like, it comes across as like rude sometimes, I guess, but like people will come up to me like randomly, like in a restaurant, and they'll be like, "Hey, dude, I know you. I love your music. Can I take a picture?" And I'm like, "I appreciate you asking, but yeah, bro, like I ain't that cool. If you want a photo, let's take a photo, dude. Like, yeah. I don't care."
Yeah.
Like the only thing that I get like weirded out about, because I'm at the stage now to where like certain places people will recognize me and certain places people don't, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like getting more and more where I get recognized, but I'll get like looked at like this. People will be like,
"I know you from somewhere."
And then they'll stop and they'll get on their phone, and then you know they're looking me up, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll like hold the phone up and then look at me, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like, that's cool, bro. At least you knew my name to Google it. But I'd be pissed if I looked at their phone and it like had one of my boys' names on there. They're like Dusty Lee. I'd be like, no, I'm not Dusty, man. Come on, dude. I'd be happy for Dusty, but then I'd be like, come on, dude.
Yeah. What would you say to the young artist or the next artist that wants to be in the music business, that's inspired by you? What would you tell them?
Shut up and just listen. People need to understand that there's a lot of people that do this for a living that know way more about it than you do. Like, way more about it. And I should have shut up and listened years ago, because I'd be further along. where I'm at. Like I'm happy with where I'm at, but I'd be further along if I just would have followed my own advice back then. I had to learn that the hard way. So I would tell somebody trying to come up to shut up and listen. And then I would also tell people to realize not to have unrealistic expectations. If you put a song out and that song does 10,000 streams, that's a great job, dude. 10,000 people listen to you, or 5,000 people listen to you twice, however you want to look at it, right? like I don't care. Somebody took time out of their day to listen to you. Build off of that. Don't have unrealistic expectations where you think your first song's going to come out and you're going to have 25 million streams on Spotify. You're not. Now, if you do, great. Like, get ready. The world's about to be a little bit different for you. But, like, you got to learn to not have unrealistic expectations. Two other things that I would say is don't be anything other than who you are. Don't conform, don't conform for anyone. Be who you are. If every single day you wake up and you put a chain on and you go do your thing, like, cool, do that. But don't wear chains just because you think you have to wear chains. Don't wear boots because you think you have to wear boots. Like, be who you are, because being real, people respect. If people have to figure out who you really are, they're not going to pay attention to you at all. They want to know what's authentic now. They don't want to waste their time. The average watch time on TikTok is 4 seconds.
That's crazy.
Which means you have 4 seconds to make people believe you're real. You have 4 seconds to grab attention, okay? Don't be somebody you're not. Lastly, walk with God in everything that you do. In every single possible thing that you do, live for God. Because I wholeheartedly believe and I stand by that God will always provide. He may not provide immediately when you expect it, but Morgan Freeman said it best in a movie. If you pray for strength, do you think God gives you strength, or does he give you opportunities to show strength?
Opportunities.
It's the same thing.
Where can they find you, Austin?
All over the place, man. I'm everywhere. I'm all over the place. Just go search Austin Tolliver, 2 L's, an I, a V, and an E, and an R. So if you go and do that, you'll find me everywhere. Now, one thing I will tell y'all, watch out for these weirdos that have fake accounts. They be spamming people. I got like blue check marks on everything except for TikTok. I don't know why TikTok won't give me my blue check mark yet, but you can find me everywhere. Austin Tolliver Music Official on Instagram, AT Music Official on TikTok. My name, Austin Tolliver on Facebook, whatever. And then, my name on all the other stuff. Like, you want to go to Spotify, make sure you follow me, man. YouTube, follow me. I don't know. Y'all want to bullshit? Come send me a message or something. We'll figure it out. I appreciate all you guys. Thank y'all for your time. Thank you for your time. I'm out. Peace.
Right here at the Lunch and Blood Show. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.